We think we've made a lot of progress. We heard President Zelensky and some of the other people here talking about land options. That will be the most critical issue, and and we're going to be continuing on with those discussions, and hopefully we'll be able to meet or come up with certain compromises with regard to that. But I do want to say this. We are here to mediate and help in the peace process, and we're prepared to do anything necessary to get to that place.
This is a vital part of our iron-cast commitment to stand with Ukraine for the long term. It paves the way for the legal framework under which British, French and partner forces could operate on Ukrainian soil, securing Ukraine's skies and seas, and regenerating Ukraine's armed forces for the future.
For analysis, we're joined now by Greg Sullivan, Bloomberg's Russia economy and government editor. Morning, Greg. So we heard big talk there from Ukraine's allies. What exactly are they offering Kyiv?
Well, that's right. Leaders hailed progress made in talks to end the war. Specifically, European leaders praised an alignment between the U.S., Europe, and Ukraine on security guarantees. Now, details were not ample during the talks, but there does appear to be an agreement for a multinational force to help provide that security guarantee for Ukraine. Separately, the French and the UK pledged to send troops as part of any multinational force if peace is reached. German Chancellor Merz appeared to leave the door open to German participation. But beyond that, the contours of such a force are not immediately clear. What we do know is that the U.S. will be involved in monitoring any truce or ceasefire through intelligence sharing, and did commit to try to help with any reassurances. But again, the security guarantee component has been very important for Kyiv and its allies. They do not want Russia to simply be able to restart hostilities in the case of peace actually being reached.
But, Greg, will Russia's Vladimir Putin see this security backstop as tantamount to NATO membership? And therefore, is he likely to agree to peace at all? Does it just look like diplomatic posturing from the coalition of the willing?
That is a great point. That is a very important point. Previously, Russian President Vladimir Putin has ruled out the presence of NATO troops on Ukrainian soil after the conflict ends. This has been a red line for him, the NATO joining NATO. So it's unclear that he would accept this. In fact, Putin has shown no willingness to walk away from his demands thus far, and no willingness to really offer concessions to reach peace. So it does beg the question of what these security guarantees also exactly mean. Furthermore, there's still the outstanding issue of territory. Moscow is demanding parts of eastern Ukraine that they have not been able to capture militarily. They have not walked away from those demands or softened those demands, and that has been a red line for Kyiv, not wanting to cede territory that it still controls. So a huge sticking point there, and no clarity on whether Russia would actually accept the security guarantee agreements that the Europeans, U.S., and Ukraine have appeared to have reached.